Let's get it So let's go. Right, I wanted to do a market breakdown with the main players obviously being BTC, which runs the show, XRP, Ethereum, and then I want to go back to BTC because I did a bit of time analysis just to see some patterns in the past and to see whether this could potentially repeat itself in the future. Now, no pattern in the past will ever repeat exactly, but can definitely have an effect or a similar pattern forming uh, in the future again. So I just want to have a look at that and show you potentially it could pan out. So BTC at the moment, my God, finally some proper bullish action. It's very nice to see all this green. Even for the most dedicated of crypto enthusiasts like myself, this was quite boring. It was getting quite boring, basically. So it's good to see that, and hopefully everyone's taken some profits. I certainly have, and it's obviously good to treat yourself with these profits. A little present here and there, just to kind of show for what the work you've been doing. So definitely recommend that. Um, as I was saying, in the short term, if we look at the daily perspective, we've recorded some higher lows, or one higher low to be exact. I wouldn't really class this as another high low because it's not really a proper swing like the previous two. So still waiting for the third one. But we've also had some higher highs, so two high highs. So short term, it's looking very bullish. We've broken out from, obviously you can see it was like a little triangle, clean breakout. I think there's definitely room for some more upside action. There's not much in between the current price up at 5k to even, the, I'd say, a retest of this region really. As you can see, there's nothing. There's one bit of support slash resistance at 5.5 level. Apart from that, I think we can definitely be looking to retest that. If I move to the weekly to have a look at the longer term perspective of bias, I still think it's looking quite bullish. I mean bearish, sorry. Because if you look at the major lows, you've got the last one, a swing here, a couple of swings here, and the next lower lows over here. So we've only had one higher low, and for it to be a change, for the bias to change to bullish, you would need more higher highs and higher lows, and also for us to retest key major resistance, key levels, which is I believe is about the 6k level, and then you've got your previous peaks at around 7k and 8k. So medium to long term, I think we're still bearish, and we could still be looking to break the 3000 level. So let's see what happens in the future for that. So I still think there's going to be some upside, but long term, for the next couple of months anyway, we're still in a bear market, I believe. So moving on to XRP. Again, I'm going to look at the weekly because I want to look more short, less of the short, more of the medium to long term. You can see that it's currently squeezed in a wedge formation and it's ripe for an explosion. As you see the trend line that I've drawn, it hit that exactly, actually went past that just a little bit. I think if we break this region, which the way Ripple, the company, is going, I think is definitely right for some kind of breakout. They recently joined a new association, International Blockchain Association, with I believe Swift as well. So that's quite interesting. So a lot of positive things happening for Ripple and obviously the coin XRP. So I think once it does break out of this region, I think 38 to 40 cent region will be met, and we'll see from there. If we go past that, I think we'll be looking to retest those regions and then potentially higher. Ethereum is looking very good. Similar to BTC, you've got your lower low, you've got your higher low, and now it's retested key price levels, which Bitcoin has not done. So the kind of 180 level tests that almost exactly. I think if we manage to close above that, which is the highest daily resistance of recent, if we close above that with a full candle closure, then we could definitely be looking to hit higher, kind of 180 to 200 region could be tested. So Ethereum is looking very good. So yeah, those are the major crypto players. I'm going to go back to BTC. As I said, I just want to have a little look at, I will show you what I found recently. So I was looking at basically the kind of the major, how to say, downward spikes, basically the major spikes downwards, not just a little $100 whatever or 10%, 5%, but the kind of, above 10%, 40%, 20% moves. And in the last kind of bear market or reversal, you can see from kind of the lowest point to the next lowest point, which I've kind of drawn out here, from here to here, it's about an 11% move. So that's a new lower low. And that took about 112 days. So that's what, 3, 6, 9, about 9 months. Yeah, about 9 months. My maths isn't too good. Apologies. And the next lower low that's reached took about 182 days. It's about 6, 7. It was a long time, basically. So it's about 3, 4 months, and sorry, 3, 4 months, and it's about 6 months. So that was a 20% move down from the previous lowest low. So that's a 1, 2, 3. That's the third lowest lower low. And from that point, we have almost a 45% move to the downside, which took 105 days to reach this new lowest low. And from then on, we basically consolidated a lot, and kind of from that point on, this, which was about, let's see how long that took. From the last lowest low, that took about 224 days. God damn. So from then on, we were in a bull market, basically. You can see higher lows, higher highs, etc., etc. So if you extrapolate that to today, in terms of kind of the percentage difference in the lower lows, so it's like a 2% move basically from one low to the next, and from this low to the next significant low, firstly, these two were looking at 133 days for like a 2% move, and then we had the big break after 6K, which was a 45% move, and it took 175 days. So what I'm trying to get at here is potentially, firstly, there was 3 moves here, range from 10, 20 to 45. Potentially, we could have one smaller kind of break to the downside again to form a new lower low. And if going by the percentages in the previous bear market, we could have a 20% move, which would look at something like this. So about 2,400, 2,500. Or we can have around a 11 or 10% move. Could take us just below 3,000 to about 2,800. So that's my theory. And let's see if it comes to fruition. And that, in terms of timescale, could take anywhere above 100 days to 130 days. So let's see. See you. So if you extrapolate that to today, in terms of kind of the percentage difference in the lower lows, so you've got this main one right here. If we just see this is like what it's already known 4%. So if you've got so it's like a 2% move basically from one low to the next, and from this low to the next significant low, you know, firstly these two we're looking at 133 days for like a 2% move, and then we had the big break after 6k, which was a 45% move, and it took 175 days. So what I'm trying to get at here is potentially, firstly, there was 3 moves here, range from 10, 20 to 45. Potentially, we could have one smaller kind of break to the downside again to form a new lower low. And if going by the percentages in the previous bear market, we could have a 20% move, which would look at something like this. So about 2,400, 2,500. Or we can have around a 11 or 10% move. Could take us just below 3,000 to about 2,800. So that's my theory. And let's see if it comes to fruition. And that, in terms of timescale, could take anywhere above 100 days to 130 days. So let's see.